What's up guys, welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be going over all of the fishing locations for the fishing treasures, which is the gears that you can get from fishing. I'm going to be showing you where those are and what the items you can get from those. Now this, I don't remember where to get certain fishing rods that you'll need, but yeah, first one we're going to be going to is Inload Mountains, and there's a fishing treasure up here. It's an accessory, but I don't really remember where to get most of these fishing rods. I know you got to do service quests for them. One of them I do remember though is in the west region for sure. I remember that one, but these gears are pretty decent. They're mostly good in the early game, but anything besides that, not really worthwhile to go to higher stuff with them, unless you just want to do it for fun, I guess. But some of these are really good if you can get these like very early on. If you can get your fishing level early on to whatever you need and get the fishing rod as early as you can, then yeah, definitely get these. So the treasure here, as you can see, it's at the bottom of the list. Recommended fishing level for this area is 8. With just the default rod, you have a 3% chance of getting it. You also do need to get your fishing level to a certain amount to even be able to get treasure. And keep in mind, for treasure you can get either antique currency, prismatic marble, a rusted bucket, and I believe the gear. So that's 4 items for treasure. But softstone rod, you have a 2%. Serendipitous, you have a 3. Infragnable, you have 3. And Phantasurge, which is the highest chance, you have a 16%. So the item you get here, let me just exit this again. The item you get here is an accessory, and it is the elegant waistcloth. So this isn't it right here. This is a service quest item. This is it. So this is what you can get. Has vitality, agility, some defense, sacred arts, evade, and has iron will, defense plus 10%, and faith armor, which is defense plus 10%. So decent for a tank early on until you can get the way better stuff, but that's if you do want to go through the hassle and RNG of the fishing. So next one we're going to go to is in Reacher Valley in the north region. So you want to go here, and you want to teleport here. And not sure if they'll ever do anything else with fishing, but I'm kind of hoping they do add more stuff for fishing, because it's not bad. It's an okay mechanic, but the RNG for it is pretty bad. It took me a while to get all these gears with the 2 passives, just so I can show them in the video. But here you come fish, you got the treasure. With the basic rod you got 8%. Your recommended fishing level for this is 12. Soft stone, you have an 8%. Serendipitous, 12. Infragnable, 6. And Phantasurge, you have a 16%. And what you get here is a whip. And let me show you that. Scroll down, and here it is. Dustlight whip has strength and dex, can have attack on it, sacred art damage, and it comes with the AoE passive and soul extraction, SP consumption minus 10%. So fairly decent for a whip if you can get one early game. Not too bad, but as you can see, strength 8 and dex 45. you have to get good stats at least, you know, if you want it to be really good. But if you're just playing through story or doing normal stuff, then if you're able to get this, it's not terrible. So next area we're gonna go to is Locus Rocks. So we're going here. And I believe this one, the fishing is over here. Yeah, over here. Yeah, the only thing about these that suck is the fact that not many people fish in the game. Whenever the game first dropped, day one, I downloaded the game, so I had to wait for it to be fully installed to continue to the North Cave where you gotta go with Yu-Gi-Oh! So whenever I couldn't progress, I just went and go fishing and I killed a bunch of mobs. And that's how I got most of my fishing level. But yeah, they're fairly decent gear. It's just the RNG on them, and then the fact that you need fishing level, and then you need a certain rod to get them, and then the fact that you have 4 treasure items to go through. But this one, default rod, you have 3%, soft stone 2%, serendipitous 3%, infragnable 3%, and Defensive Surge you have 16%. Also, sorry if I'm mispronouncing these 2 rods right here. I've just always called them that. But what you get here is the dagger. So let me show that. The dagger, where do I have it? There it is. Light shard dagger. So it comes with agility. I believe the other stat on it is dex. I sold my other one that I had because I wanted to get all the fishing gears with both passives on them. That way I could start freeing up some space in my inventory. But it comes with agility and dex, attack, sacred art damage, combo pro, normal attack SP +1, and comes with spiritual cage, cooldown -10%. So for really, I'd say if you really want to get this, try to go for cooldown if you can. Don't worry about this, but definitely go for cooldown. If you want more cooldown on a character for like a dagger user, then this is something that you can use on them. Now, next one we're going to go to is in the south region. We're going to go to Warmia greenbelt. So here, and I don't remember where the fishing is here for this one. Oh, it's at the bottom of this cave over here. For this one, you teleport in this location. Then you have to make your way down the cave, and then you'll come into an opening. You'll see. So you teleport and jump straight down here. Run past these mobs. And you make your way over to this area. You just want to follow this to the left. And the fishing spot is right there. Also in this location, each time you come here, after you fished in one spot and you can't fish in it again, you can teleport out the area. So teleport out of Warmia greenbelt and then teleport back in, and then they will be reset. So here, the treasure, your recommended level is 12. I don't think I read the recommended level for the other area for Locus, but I don't know. You'll be able to see. So for first rod, you got a 3% chance. Soft stone 3%, serendipitous 3%, infragnable 5%, and Fantasy Surge 8%. As you can see, you're mostly going to be getting Inctopus because 89% chance. Now, what you get from this location is a katana. So the katana, Sleet Fang, it can come with strength and crit. Comes with attack as well, sacred art damage. First passive you can get is assassin. On successful step dodge, you get crit rate plus 35. And the other passive is killing blow, critical power plus 30%. So I'd say if you're going with this, go for the killing blow passive if you can, because that is the better passive out of the compared to the other one. Killing blow is a really good passive. So if you want this katana and you want it to be somewhat decent, get killing blow. Now, next one we're going to is also South region, Visaya Valley. So come here and you want to teleport down here. And if you want to know where to get fishing rods, these fishing rods, there's videos online you can go find. But this is where you want to fish. Recommended level is 5. And for the treasure here, first rod, you got 8% chance. The soft stone 8%, serendipitous 8%, and fragnable 8%, and phantom surge you have 16%. So what you get here is a mace. Scroll down, and this is what you get: Narwhal Bludgeon. So this has sacred art accuracy, crit, sacred art damage, sacred art attack, and has attack built in on it, and cannot come with Sage's Wisdom, sacred art power plus 30%, defense minus 10%, and 2 contenders, skill power plus 15%, sacred art power plus 15%. So technically this is mostly good for if you're wanting to do mostly sacred art damage, and considering it has 2 contender, this is also good if you want to do some damage from sword skills on your own, since skill power is your damage stat. So this right here, skill power increases this. So for mostly like a sacred art slash maybe sword skill damage build, this is what you would probably want. So next area we're going to go to is the desert, and you want to come over here. This one is kind of hard to find, but you want to teleport right up here to the sandy campgrounds. This one took me a while to find at first, because I checked all the other fishing spots in this area and none of those had treasures, if I remember correctly. It's been months since I checked these other fishing locations. But when I did find it, finally found it, it has the treasure. But you want to take this route where I'm going. And you can look on my mini map if you need to see a better direction. But you just want to follow this location that I'm going. You can see the spot on the map, but it's not really... It's sort of hard to find, really. Just keep going here, past these ants. Drop down here, and you want to just swim over to this side, and there's the fishing location. So let's see. Recommended level for this is actually 0. So first rod you have a 3% chance, soft stone you have 5%, serendipitous 5%, and fragnable 5%, and phantom surge 11%. Also, what you get from here is a charm that is actually pretty good for a tank. Now the thing about it is really the rolls on it. So it comes with vitality, poison, paralysis, and slow resistance, and can come with max HP. Has some defense built in on it too. But first passive is mental resonance, special accuracy, speed change resist, physical resist. So this is mainly for if you want a character to do debuffs. So this is something you can get early game, somewhat for a debuffer. And then it comes with Tranquil Guard, damage reduction plus 10%. So if you can get this with some good vitality and max HP, it's really good. This is probably the best one I've got right here, 42 and max HP of 5,600. Well, this one is the best since 6,700, but it doesn't have the damage reduction. So, next area will be Rained Lakeshore. So we're gonna go right down here, and you want to teleport right here, Fisher's Settlement. Now you don't need these gears. I guess if you're playing through story and if you do a lot of fishing, you can try to get these if you want maybe like a little bit of a edge for like an AI or yourself a little bit. But you definitely don't need these unless you want to use these for fun or something like that. You know, go ahead. Just keep in mind you'll be there for a while because, like I said, the RNG, like, it's a chance for you just to get it, and then you have to worry about what kind of rolls it has and if it has the passives you're looking for. But here's a fishing spot right here. Recommended fishing level is 7. So with default rod you have a 3% chance, soft stone 3%, serendipitous 3%, fragnable 3%, and fan to surge 10%. So what you get here is a necklace. So this is what you get. Azure Stone Necklace. Has dex, agility, some defense built in, and crit. This is pretty decent. If you can get one with high dex and agility, and I'd say at least 8 crit, this is really good. Has SP regen passive, and it has occasional SP cost minus 50%. So fairly decent. This is pretty good if you can get it early game through story mode, but there will be better necklaces you can get later down the line from like Legendary Smith or you know, raiding and stuff like that. But besides that, this is something you can get pretty early. Yeah, like I said, it's just the RNG chance and stuff to get it. Next area we're going to go to is West Region, and it's going to be Rabal Greenbelt. So let's see, there's Rabal. So here I actually can't remember which fishing spot this is because I haven't been here in a while. I just recently went to go get the accessories and some of the weapons that I didn't have their passives for. But I'll have to check these fishing locations right here real quick. I think it might be this right up here though. Considering it looks like there's only 2 fishing locations. Yeah, there's only 2, so I think it's this one right up here. Also, we'll have to check and see if this guy drops anything at some point, because I do need to continue my mob drop list. But anyway, come up here, and it should be treasure. Yeah, treasure. So with default, or sorry, recommended fishing level is 7, and with default you have 8% chance, soft stone 8%, serendipitous 8%, and fragnable 8%, and fan to surge you have 14%. So what you get here is a bow. This is a pretty good bow too. Has dex, can have crit, has attack built in, sacred art damage, and passive is unfreezing spirit on critical hazard gauge plus 50%, and an eye for weakness, hazard break time plus 25%. So if you're using a bow and you really just want to hazard stuff very quickly, then this is something you want to get with the Unfreezing Spirit. This just makes it to where when you hazard them, you have more time to, fatal and down them. But if you can get some good decks and good crit on this, it's pretty decent, I'd say. So, next area is Manilda rocks. So let's see, Manilda. Yeah. This one I actually just finished getting the second passive for right before I started this video. So this is also a pretty good item. Could this combined with the bow that I just mentioned is actually pretty good. Very good combination with what they have. But you want to teleport right there and travel down this path. And keep in mind, this is just, I'm just listing these as the ones that I know. There possibly could be other fishing treasures, but these are ones that I know. So with this one, recommended level is 9. With default rod, you have 3% chance, soft stone 3%, serendipitous 3%, infragnable 3%, and phantom surge 10%. So what you get here is an accessory, and it's a gauntlet. So here it is, Beastfish Gauntlet. Can come with strength, crit, attack, and defense. First passive is Thirst for Blood, critical rate proportional to remaining SP plus 50%, minus 10% defense. And can come with Pierce Weakness, critical rate plus 10. So if you can get a good one with, if you want to do damage with it, then you want decently high strength and you want a good crit. Like I said, if you get 8 crit, that's the lowest I would go as, 8 crit. And preferably, I don't know which of these two is probably better, but depending on what you get, you're going to be critting more. Like I said, if you can get one with good strength, crit, and these two passives, this combined with the fishing bow is actually really good. Now, next area is Villain Plateau. So this area, and you want to travel at the very top up here at the village. So the fishing location is just right here. Drop down. And you go right here. So recommended level is 7. With the default rod, you have a 3%, soft stone 3%, serendipitous 3%, infragnable 3%. And Phantom Surge, you have a 10%. So what you get here is a weapon, and it's a 2-hand. So the 2-hand, Flood Scream, has strength and vitality, sacred art damage, and has attack built in. First passive, or second passive, is Abyssal Reflection, convert defense to attack 15%, and defense plus 30. So for a tank, this can be good for a tank because the vitality, and if you want this passive, or if you want to do some damage with this, you want decently high strength and vitality because 2-hand skills mostly use some vitality, And you want at least both of these passives, that way you get the defense plus 30, which contributes to your convert defense to attack. So it can go either way. Get that for a tank, or if you want to do at least some damage while also being a tank, you can get that. So next one is in the east region, Great Mound Road. So we want to go right here and teleport right down there. So fishing location is literally right here. Recommended level is 12. Default rod, you have a 8% chance. Soft stone 8%. Serendipitous 12%. Infragnable 8%. And Phantom Surge 12%. So since both of these are 12%, I'd say, let's see, that's 59, 22. Yeah, I'd say go with this one, since if you don't get the 59% fish, then you'll most likely get the red shrimp, but if you don't get the red shrimp, you'll most likely get the treasure. While with the Phantom Surge, you know, it's practically almost the last thing you'll get. The item you get from here is a one-handed sword, and it's ghost font. Now, funny enough, I do have two of these with vitality of 1. As far as I know, this is the lowest stat you can get. There's also some items in the game that actually give you a negative stat, but 2 passes on these are actually, comes with vitality. Yeah, just vitality. And Sacred Art damage also has some built-in attack. First passive is Hands of the Gods, heal area of effect plus 100%, and Breath of Life healing given plus 20%. So if you want a tank build for a one-hand user, or if you're a dual wielder and you want to be a tank for some reason, this is something you can get early that is your best option. Because besides this weapon, the only other good sword for a tank build is a Vitality Lightwolf. Now, the only problem about Ghost Font is you want good Vitality and max HP, and you really want to get this healing given plus 20% because that'll make you heal a lot more. So you want to get high Vitality and decently high max HP with this passive for it to be really good. I've never tried this with a dual wield as a tank, but I imagine it's really good. And finally, the last fishing location known is in Tratus Pass, which is right here. And I believe it's... Actually, no, it's right here, I believe. Okay, so let's see. Actually, I am wrong. Fishing location is right up there. It is the only fishing location here too, so. So right here, recommended level is 19. With default rod, you have 8% chance. Soft stone, you have 4%. Serendipitous, 12%. Infragnable, 8%. And Phantom Surge, 21%, which is the highest for fishing treasure. So you'll most likely get this a lot. So yeah. And the item you get from here is a weapon. It is a rapier. and it's the Nectar Rapier. Has strength, dex, crit, sacred art damage, and attack built in. The second passive is Divine Blade, arts gauge regen plus 25%, and first passive is Rising Spirit, which gives 5% in all stats, which is really good. So I'd say get one with good strength and dex. Crit, I believe, is just going to be 4 every time. And if you want, you can also go with one with some decently high attack built in. But you mainly want this passive, Rising Spirit. You mainly want that. So if you can get one that's decent in strength and dex, and attack if you're looking for attack, with Rising Spirit, you're good to go. And that's mostly it for all these known fishing locations that I know about for the fishing gears. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.